Hey everyone! Today we're diving into something really special, a classic piece of Korean Zen poetry. It's called Sunjung, and that translates simply to In the Mountains. But don't let the simple title fool you. This short poem packs an entire universe of wisdom into just a few characters. If you've ever been curious about hanja, those characters used in Korean, this is going to be a fantastic way to see how they work. We're going to unpack it all together. Okay, so here it is in all its glory. This is the whole poem written in Hanja. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That looks pretty intense, but trust me, we're going to tackle this together. Think of it like a beautiful puzzle. We're going to go through it line by line and even character by character to unlock the amazing message hidden inside. So, who actually wrote this? Well, the poem comes to us from a 14th century Zen master named Naong Hyegeun. We're talking about the late Goryeo dynasty in Korea here. And what's really cool about him is that he was the kind of thinker who believed you find truth not by burying your nose in old books, but by going out and directly experiencing the world. And this poem, it's a perfect example of that philosophy. All right, let's get into the breakdown. We're going to start with the first part of the poem, and what's so interesting here is that it's actually a conversation. But it's not the poet talking to nature, it's nature talking to him, and it has something very specific it wants to ask. So here we go, the very first line. This is a message coming straight from the mountains. Let's zoom in and see what they have to say, one character at a time. Okay, check out this breakdown. This is where we see how the language works. First up, we have Chung and San. Put them together and you get Cheongsan, the blue or green mountain. Simple enough, right? Next is this character, Hai. Think of it as a bit of poetic flair, something that adds emphasis. Then we have y'all and ah, which means to ask me, and finally I, which means with or by means of, followed by mu and o. Together, that's mu-o, which means no words or without words. So let's put all those pieces back together. The blue mountain asks me with no words. A more natural way to say that is, the blue mountain asks me to be without words. And think about that for a second. It's not just saying the mountain is quiet. No, it's actively asking the poet to be silent too. What a powerful way to start. All right, on to the second line, and you'll see right away it's a beautiful echo of the first one. The structure is almost identical, but this time the message isn't from the mountain, it's from the sky. See, the pattern is exactly the same. We start with Chong and Gong, which together make Cheonggong, the blue sky. There's our poetic particle hey again, and the same yo-ah part asks me, then imu with no. But here's the twist. The last character isn't words. It's this character, gu, which means impurity or a blemish or a stain. So what's the translation? The blue sky asks me to be without impurity. This is so brilliant. Think about it. First, the mountain asks for silence on the outside. Now the sky is asking for purity on the inside. It's setting up these two huge themes that we're about to dive into. Okay, so nature has made its request. A pretty profound one, right? So now, how does the poet respond? The second half of the poem is his answer. It's all about how he decides to live and even end his life based on this wisdom he's just received. And that brings us to the third line. This is where you can really feel the poet's decision taking shape. It's a really deep philosophical line about his connection to the entire universe. Let's break this one down. It starts with ryo, which means to rely on. Then we get to my favorite part, this awesome 4-character phrase, 삼라만상. This is such a cool term. It doesn't just mean some things, it means everything in the universe. The whole shebang, every tree, every star, every single phenomenon. Then you have G, which is just a little particle that shows possession, kind of like an apostrophe S in English. And it connects everything to our final concept here, 종용, which means a deep sense of calmness or composure. So what's he saying? He's decided to rely on the calmness of all things in the universe. It's this incredible idea that he's not going to fight against the world to find peace. Instead, he's just going to tune into the natural calm state that's already there. It's all about this deep, profound acceptance. And that leads us to the final line. Honestly, this is the one that really sticks with you. It's the ultimate expression of this whole idea of acceptance and freedom. And this line is just so elegant. See that character, y'all? It means like or as, and he uses it twice. First, yosu, like water, then yopung, like wind. The character e in the middle just links them together, meaning and so or thus. And it all culminates in this final phrase, chong-ah. It literally translates to end me, but a more poetic way to think about it is to end my life. Put it all together and you get, like water, like wind, thus I will end my life. And it's so important to understand this isn't about fear or giving up. It's about freedom. The kind of freedom that water has to flow around anything in its path, or the freedom of wind that moves through the world without leaving a trace. It's a statement of complete and total liberation. Okay, so now we have the literal translation of the whole poem. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. What is the deep Zen philosophy that Naong Hyegeun is really getting at with these words? Well, this poem is basically a perfect snapshot of Senjung, which you might know as Zen Buddhism. The whole idea behind Zen is that real understanding, enlightenment, doesn't come from studying scriptures or having big philosophical debates. It comes from direct, intuitive experience. There's even a core Zen principle about not relying on words or letters to find truth. And that takes us right back to the first two lines, doesn't it? The mountain's request from muayo, or no words, is a call to get beyond language and just experience reality directly. And the sky's request from mugu, or no impurity, is all about keeping your mind clear, uncluttered by all the attachments and distractions of the world. So what's the big takeaway here? You can almost think of this poem as a little guide to life. It's telling us to find our harmony by looking to nature, to calmly accept things just as they are. That's that idea of Jung, to live a life free from attachment. And maybe most importantly, it's about getting past the fear of life and death and finding real freedom by just flowing through life, like water and wind. And that's where we'll end it, right where the poet does, with that simple but incredibly powerful final line. After breaking down every single character, I hope you can feel how much weight that line carries now. It's not about sadness. It's about achieving a state of absolute peace. So there you have it. This poem was written hundreds of years ago, but you have to admit, its message feels like it could have been written yesterday. So I'll leave you with a question to chew on. In our world, which is just so full of noise and distractions, what does silence ask of you? Thanks for joining me.